Welcome back to Green Bee Explorer. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. We are back with the Shasta daisy. In an earlier video I showed you how the deadhead the Shasta daisy, and now we're coming back after deadheading and seeing what new growth is coming up. One thing I want to show you is off of one of the stalks we pruned one, then two, and then we deadheaded the rest as they started dying off. But in this case, this rest of the stalk has nothing more growing on it. Just some leaves that are eventually going to die off. For example, this one just dried up and it's completely spent. So we'll snip that one away. And if you look here, nothing, until we get to the very bottom, you'll see that this set of flowers right here, this set, is actually at the very bottom, branching off. So we're just going to cut down to where the new growth is branching off. So let's take a snip at this. For one, we're cutting off this old growth. It's yucky. Goodbye. That one's gone. Then we're not going to cut away where our new growth is coming in. Right in here. It's right on the very, very bottom, if you can see. That very bottom, there we go. Right there. That leaf does not want to let us see. But you know what? We don't have to take it all at once. Let's take it a few snips at a time just to make sure we're not hurting anything along the way. So nothing. I'm going to snip some of these off. Nothing. And then I'm going to snip the lower. Nothing. This is all, nothing's happening. Lower. And now you can see some of our new growth coming in. Nice and strong at the very, very base. And that's what we'll let grow. And we'll do that throughout the daisy. So we snipped that portion of the daisy down pretty low, but that's because that one had nothing else growing on it. The one other thing I wanted to show you was where the nodes are. Nodes is where you will get new growth. So a lot of these branches looked very similar to what I showed you before, but let me show you something like this leaf right here. See how there's a few small leaves just branching off of it? That's one of our nodes. And you don't want to snip this one because it has some more healthy growth coming in. Let me show you another example. We'll find another node. So this one has a dead branch, not branch, but leaf off of it. But if you look very close into that leaf, you'll see a tiny itty bitty growth. Tiny bitty growth right there. Wow, my finger's making that hard to see. But see that little bit? That'll eventually come out, branch off, and become more of a flower. So definitely examine where you're going to cut or look for that new set of growth, that node, before you hack at it too much. And I'll show you some end results. Okay, so if you look from here, it looks like I chopped out a lot of the daisy, which I did. Some of the spots I didn't really want to keep, wasn't too nice, but I did leave some of the longer ones. That way you can see where they're branching off a little bit. You'll see the smaller leaves developing. So I kept those. We'll see how those grow. And some of the ones that are already flowering, I kept those as well. But if you notice at the very bottom, all of this new foliage, leaves, is coming up. And that's kind of like what my daisy looked like in the very beginning. It was just a small little grass, and then it grew tall, like you see now. But you can see where I cut that big branch off. And yes, I was cutting, I did make mistakes. I realized that I accidentally cut one with a little note on it. Here's an example of one. This one had, see the little node? I feel so bad. I cut that off way too soon. But it did only have one, so... Oh, let me refocus. There we go. So I'm not too worried, versus the whole plant has a lot more growth to it. Thank you.